Hey guys, Problem1701 here, and today we're going to talk about Power of the Daleks, the special edition that just released. I really enjoyed it. I did get through watching all of it. Now, the animation isn't a complete overhaul. It doesn't look completely different. They do say that they've changed every shot at least a little, but it's not like, it doesn't look as good as, like, say, Macroterra. But it is still a huge improvement. I especially notice it in Episode 1, Episode 5, and Episode 6. Even in the others, I noticed some small improvements. Although I'm sure there's a lot of stuff that you're not going to notice unless you're comparing them side by side. But Episode 1, there's a lot of differences, especially in the opening scene in the TARDIS right after the Doctor's regenerated. He's kind of getting his bearings and everything. That's done a lot different. And while the 2016 one is more true to the original episode from what we see in the telesnaps, I prefer the way it's done in the new version. It just looks better, it flows better, doesn't have that creepy shot of Troughton, which I always thought looked really weird. That's done a little more low-key. I like it better. I do like that they've animated the characters' faces more. They do move a little more fluidly as well, the faces and their bodies. They're not quite cardboard cutouts in places. Lesterson, you can really see this when he's kind of having his mental breakdown, when he's kind of freaking out, realizing the Daleks are evil. Excuse me. And then kind of when he's really losing it in Episode 5, his face is more animated and flows more realistically. And the scene when he gets shot by the Daleks doesn't look weird anymore, because in the original version it's really weird how he just kind of gets shot and he's... Now they actually add animations in there where he's kind of... which makes it a little more believable and noticeable. The action scenes in Episode 6 are a lot better done. Characters actually fall down more realistically. You actually see them laying on the ground more realistically instead of just a character standing up turned horizontal on the ground, which looked really weird in the original. They actually do look slumped over, the way a person would look if they were dead on the ground or unconscious on the ground. In this case, dead on the ground. The battle scenes are done better. Anytime characters are interacting, punching each other, that's done better. I like when the Dalek is looking at somebody and it shows it from the Dalek's eye viewpoint. That looks better. I think there's a little filter that makes it a little grainier right there, that makes it look a little more realistic, that I like. The animation's definitely much improved. And I think it would be worth it just for the animation upgrade alone. But the behind the features stuff is nice too. It's not quite as fleshed out as I'd like, but it is a lot of stuff. I've watched both the making of documentaries. There's two. There's an older one on there and then a newer one on there, and they're both nice. Trying to think what else was on there. The behind the scene ones I kind of watched. It's short. I've watched some of the other stuff on there. The behind the scenes stuff's nice. I wish they had done a behind the scenes on the animation itself, really, where they'd gotten with the animators and interviewed them and talked to them, and they kind of really went over the process of why they did the special edition. The little booklet covers that, but still, it would have been nice to kind of have a making of about the special edition. I wish that had been on there. But I definitely think it's worth it. And plus, I actually like the art. Usually the animations have terrible art, so I like the steelbooks. This is the first one where I think the standard version actually has really good art. I actually like that art a lot. And they just revealed the Faceless one's art, and I think that looks good for the standard version as well. Oh, make sure I don't clip that accidentally. There we go. Yeah, the Faceless one, just today actually, they revealed the steelbook and the standard version for those, and the steelbook for that looks good, which the steelbooks always do. But the standard edition for it looks really good too, and I have the steelbook reserved, but I may actually end up getting the standard edition just because I like both of them, and I like to support the line because I do enjoy the animations and I want to keep getting them. But I like having that kind of on the shelf right here with the art. I like supporting the line. It's another reason I bought the special edition. I like to support the line. The animations are really nice. I want to keep getting them. But yeah, I think Power of the Daleks is easily one of the best, not only one of the best Dalek stories, I think it's one of the best post-regeneration stories too. It's a lot of fun. I think this is the Daleks easily at one of their best. Unlike the modern series where the Dalek voices are always awesome, Nicholas Briggs is great. Classic Who, it's a mixed bag. Sometimes the Daleks sound really good, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they have this weird part. We must get to the power station. You know, it's really weird, choppy. But then you have the ones where it sounds more like this one, where it sounds better. I really like the Dalek voices in this one, as opposed to like the original version of Day of the Doctor, which is awful, and thank God for the special edition of Day of the not Day of the Doctor, Day of the Daleks. The original version of Day of the Daleks, where the Dalek voices are really weird, unlike the special edition of it, where with Nicholas Briggs, where it sounds really good. The Dalek voices in Power are one of the best in the classic series, I think. They sound really good. So, yeah, I think if you've never gotten Power of the Daleks, then definitely get the special edition, pick it up. And even if you have the original, you can still watch the original at any time. So I say pick it up as well. It's only in black and white, but that's fine. It's a story that's supposed to be viewed in black and white. It works in black and white. I usually don't mind when they do a color version, but when they're doing a special edition of something that's already out, I wouldn't want them to tie up all their money having to do both, so I'm glad they just kind of did it in black and white, so they didn't spend more on it than they needed to. They could actually spend more on the actual animation itself. Jesus, my sinuses. But it's really good. I highly recommend it. It's easily one of the best stories from the black and white era of Doctor Who in the 60s. Anyway, I'm Prowl1701. This is my thoughts on Power of the Daleks. Fantastic animation, great extras, and bonus material. Check out my main channel, Prowl1701, PROWL1701, where I talk about all things Star Wars. Click the like button, click the subscribe button, click that bell for notifications, and most importantly, stay safe, and thank you for watching.